Mercedes are the team to beat in 2018 with 4 consecutive titles, but their boss insists there's no chance of complacency setting in ahead of the new campaign.
Zero worries about complacency. I don't see any of that in the team, but a lot of worries about all the other things.
What are your major worries?
Well, we are always skeptical about whether we've done a good enough job with the car, whether we've taken the right decisions and not overseen any potential technological loopholes. You know, it's that healthy skepticism that you constantly doubt yourself.
How much of what we learn here is realistic in terms of what we're going to see in Melbourne in a couple of weeks?
I think besides the fact that it's a bit cold, you can kind of get a first understanding whether your car is behaving and quick enough.
Which is interesting because last year that was one of your big complaints, that your car didn't necessarily do what you wanted it to when you wanted it to.
I've said she was a diva because she was very quick but not behaving. And now we'd like to keep the character traits of the diva but make her behave a little bit more.
The car looks a bit different this season in terms of the halo. In real terms, what impact has it had on the cars?
It's a massive improvement for driver safety, but it doesn't look very good. But I don't think you can probably compromise on driver safety. It has an effect on the car because it's pretty high up, so the center of gravity has come up a little bit, which makes the setup of the car a little bit more tricky, but it's not a massive difference.
And how are the drivers? We've seen, Lewis Hamilton, so much depends on where he is with his head, doesn't it? How is he doing at the moment, do you think?
It's like all of us. If we are good in the head, everything goes much easier, and it's the same for him. He's a high performance person. He needs to be in the right spirit and energized and motivated, and in the last years he has been there. It's one of the things that impresses me the most with him is his personal growth. He gets better within the team every year. He's become an integral part. He's motivating the guys if they need to be motivated, rather than the other way around.
And when you have done what he's done, won what he's won, what do you set as your targets? What is a good season for him?
I think you will know exactly where you can improve. What were the races where he hasn't performed as good as he could have? What were the mistakes he did? When was he not in the right frame of mind? And all these are marginal improvements, but they will add up and eventually could make a big difference.
And how close can Valtteri run him this season, do you think?
We tend to underestimate that he was drafted in very late last year, and insofar he has had a good season. 3 race wins, dominant race wins, and now I think he just needs to start where he stopped in Abu Dhabi, and I think he has a lot of potential to be a strong challenger to Lewis.
We've been talking about Lewis changing and how he's grown and adapted his approach over the seasons. Do you do anything differently now to what you did a couple of years ago?
Of course. I think you need to look yourself in the mirror every evening and say, was I a little bit silly or did I do a mistake? I have a wife at home who will always push me back to the ground if needed. And within the team, we have a very open management culture that says, see it, say it, fix it. So open communication, tough love is a sentence I read, which applies to us.
Talking of management strategies, how big a season is this for Liberty Media?
Very big season because they came in last year quite late, actually, when everything was pretty much set in stone. I'd like to have more races in the US. That will be important. Enhancing the spectacle, sign lots of new TV stations, grow the revenue, help us with the bottom line, many things.